It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We have a special guest with us on today. She is a media consultant, and she happens to be a FAMU Rattler alum. I'll present to some and introduce to others Miss Michelle Jinks. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Well, I'm real good, and I want to welcome you to the Southwestern Athletic Conference. I know that every chance you get, you're going to parade your Rattler Nation pride with the strike, and strike again, and just want to get your feedback on how do you feel about coming over to the Southwestern Athletic Conference?
Well, we FAMU, as we like to say, we're going to be wherever our Rattlers are. Whatever conference they're going to be in, we're going to be there. I'm happy if the school feels that this was a good move for the university as a whole, from an athletic standpoint, and I'm happy to be a part of the swag. I thought, the MEAC has been good to us. We've had a long-standing relationship with the MEAC, and unfortunately, that's going to end next year. But, wherever our Rattlers are, we're going to be there.
Oh, yes. You all have been Rattler proud and loud, I might add, just trying to take over the SWAC media chat rooms and everything else. And I know the orange and green wave is coming to a stadium or an arena near you real soon. Now, if you could, for some of our listeners who have seen FAMU from afar, since you're an alum there, what are some of the traditions that really stand out to you that we should be on the lookout for those who will be just getting introduced to the FAMU way of doing things?
Well, one thing about FAMU is we do things, they say they do things big in Texas. Well, we do things big in Florida when it pertains to football. We travel. For the people who don't know us, I'm going to mention the most prominent thing last. I know everybody already knows that, and I've seen the chat room, so I know they've already talked about it. But you're going to expect big crowd. You're going to expect loyal fan base. You're going to expect prestigious alumni. You're going to expect excellence. That's what we strive to see. We are excellent, caring. That's our FAMU motto. And then, of course, we're going to bring that most famous March in 100 to come and do battle with more than just Southern, who knows us, quite well.
Now, go ahead with your band quotations here, because you just talking about like Southern is the only one with a bona fide band. But I'm gonna let you finish your say so, ma'am. Go ahead.
Southern, I'm not saying that Southern is the only one with a bona fide band. I'm saying that Southern has a long-lasting relationship with Florida A&M.
Okay.
And so since we've played them more than most of the other schools, and we most recently had renewed our home battle with Southern. I know we were supposed to come to them this year, and they canceled the game, but we just renewed that battle. And so Southern, unlike many of the other schools, they know it. They're very familiar with us. They're familiar with our fan base from a football standpoint, and they're familiar with Florida A&M and our culture. Now we played Grambling and we played Jackson State, and we picked up Jackson State this year. But we played. People don't realize that when I was a student, our women's sports were not in the MEAC. In fact, they were in the New South Athletic Conference, which was the Trans-America Athletic Conference, which is now the Atlantic Sun. That's the conference that our women's team played in. But we also played on a regular basis Alabama State. We sometimes played Southern. We played some of the schools, Grambling. We played. We have some familiarity with some of the schools in the swag. Maybe not the newer generation, but the older generation, we do. And so we know that no matter where we are, no matter who we play, the Rattlers, we always feel like we reign supreme.
Oh, I do understand that, and trust me, I've been seeing the chat rooms just as well, and there is no shyness to Rattler Nation. And you talk about some of the other institutions that have not been as acquainted with FAMU. I go back to my beloved Prairie View A&M University Panthers. The last time that these two met in football was in 1958 for a championship, and of course, Prairie View came out on top. And then the last time they met, I had to throw that in. You know, I had to throw that in. And the last time they got together on the baseball side of things was 2011, and Prairie View was victorious in that one as well. But it is really exciting to be able to see the growth of the SWAC, and we know it comes somewhat to a demise of the MEAC, but it's a solid day in the conference. But let's talk about something that other people might not be aware of as well. But there is an intense rivalry with your new travel partner now to the SWAC, and that's Bethune-Cookman. What has that rival been like throughout your connection with FAMU?
Well, we like to refer to Bethune-Cookman as our little brothers. Who look up. You know how little brothers always look up to you, the big brother, and that would be Bethune-Cookman. So there was no doubt in my mind that Bethune-Cookman would travel with us to the SWAC because they need to be wherever we are. But
Oh, wow.
all kidding,
Oh, wow.
and that just shows you a little bit of our rivalry. But all
Yeah.
kidding aside, I think that there is a game, and I know you guys are very familiar with the Bayou Classic. But we have a game down in Florida. Florida Classic is a big money draw for Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman College, and that game has been going on for a long time. The game used to be played in Tampa, Florida. We moved it from Tampa, Florida, back when FAMU Billy Joe was there. We played that game on the same weekend as the Bayou Classic. It was Thanksgiving weekend. But we wanted to play for the national championship. We wanted to be a part of the playoffs, the NCAA playoffs. So we moved the game up a week, and then we also moved to Orlando, and that's been the home since then. And that's a game that kind of, it draws 70,000 people. It's going to be a big crowd, and that's a huge money maker. So it makes sense. If anything was going to jeopardize that game, it could have been the two teams being in separate conferences. And so I think with them being in the same conference, that helps them maintain that game and probably maintain the weekend that they have the game as well.
Absolutely. It also enhanced the classics that are now within the Southwestern Athletic Conference. You made mention to the Bayou Classic, of course, now the Florida Classic, and so many others that help make it even more inviting that the SWAC will continue to lead attendance-wise for football in FCS standards. 42 out of 43 years. That's not coincidence or accident. It is a methodical approach and plan, and that is one of the intriguing factors that FAMU and Bethune-Cookman brings to the table right now. We are speaking with Miss Michelle Jinks. She is a FAMU grad, but she's also a media relations expert. Without going into full details, can you explain exactly what that is and how long you've been doing it?
Well, I mean, media relations is kind of hard. It's the public relations of the athletic department, sort of, if you want to say it like that. They're background people. You see our work, but you don't really know who's doing it. And you probably never even heard of the department, but you know it's there. I started out as a student working in the sports information office at Florida A&M under Alvin Hollins, and I just started out as a statistician and worked my way up to start doing women's sports and doing a lot of other things, produce media guides, promoting our athletic teams. And then, I worked at a couple of conference offices and pro teams, and now I just do some media relations on the side.
So then this is quote unquote the side hustle. What's your real job, your day job?
My day job, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina now, and I work for a nonprofit organization that was started by my church, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, and it is the Friendship Community Development Corporation. And we have programs. Our main program is the homeless transitional living center, where we house up to 24 women that can stay with us for up to a year, with the idea that we help transition them back into self-sufficiency. So that's our main job. It also has like a catering company and a resale store, and we own some property that we've torn down and rebuilt for some of the residents in the community.
Okay, no, that's always the great work to be done, part of the Great Commission. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity. If someone wanted to support the movement that you have with your Friendship Baptist Church, how could they make a donation or give some information where they can inquire more to reach out for you?
Our transitional living center is my sister's house. You can always make a donation at my sister's house, CLT, and that CLT is like for Charlotte, mysistershouse.org, and you can make donations. We're a nonprofit organization, so donations always help. We're always looking for them, and we really appreciate it.
Well, you know what? I appreciate the work that what you're doing, and part of why we do these things, people always see what they see on the surface, but when you dig a little bit deeper and you get to find out the core of who helps make up our lovely establishment within the HBCU RAM, and I truly thank you for opening yourself up and making yourself available, and might I say, somewhat vulnerable to our listening audience.
It's no problem. I think that it's funny because when you ask me about sports information or media relations, it's one of those jobs that many people don't know about, but once they learn more about it and they see the work, they appreciate it a lot more. A prime example is I had a friend here in Charlotte, and her daughter played basketball, and she used to always say, "Well, Miss Jinks, what is it that you do?" And I said, "Well, when you get to college," because at this time she was in middle school, I said, "When you get to college, you're going to find out exactly what I do if you're still playing basketball." And so she ends up going to play at Duke. And then that's the first thing she does is she calls me. She said, "Miss Jinks, I finally know what you do." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." So it was wonderful.
Well, that's just like being in the radio world. I would rather be heard than to be seen, and I would be what you would call the millennial Charlie's Angel. How about that? Remember Charlie? Hello,
I love
angels.
Charlie. Yeah, I love that show.
So
In fact, I still watch it.
you still watch it? Hey, you and I both, because some of this stuff they're producing now, I go to sleep on. It don't even hold my attention. But we'll talk about that at another time. Miss Michelle Jinks, a lady extraordinaire. I want to thank you so much for making yourself available. But we have a custom here at the Open Mic and the Mike Prince Show. We're going to allow you to have some closing thoughts and comments, and the floor is now yours, ma'am.
Well, thank you. In all seriousness, I know this conversation was about the MEAC and the FAMU's move to the SWAC. I think Commissioner Mc has done a great job with the SWAC and trying to move the conference forward. I believe that Florida A&M is trying to find their direction to see where they want to move as a university and as an athletic program. And let's just understand that the move to the SWAC is not just about football. There are also other teams and all of our basketball and some of the basketball rivalries that we may be able to create, and some maybe volleyball and softball. Florida A&M softball team has won several championships. We have baseball teams. It's going to be, I think, a great thing for the SWAC conference. I think that the FAMU fan base is going to be great for them because this is new to them. This would be new. A lot of these teams they are not that familiar with. I am because I travel and I know the teams and I've had to work in sports in so long. But for a lot of the fans, I think that they're going to really appreciate what the SWAC brings and the type of football atmosphere because in the MEAC, maybe every team didn't have a football atmosphere as like FAMU or North Carolina A&T. But in the SWAC, I think that's the entire conference when you get there. And then I'll just leave this for all of you folks who don't know that much about Florida A&M. And it's just something that we Rattlers do and we think about. And it's when the dark clouds gather on the horizon, when the thunder and the lightning fill the sky, when faith is but a glimpse in the eye of the fallen rattler and hope our lost friends, when the sinew of the chest grows weary from the hard charging linebackers and the muscles of the legs grow tired from those hard charging running backs, you must remember that the rattlers will strike and strike and strike again.
She is Michelle Jinks, Rattler Nation proud. And we thank her so much for joining in with us on today. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, we thank you guys for joining in with us. Don't forget, our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network, and our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.